What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. How are you guys doing? Hopefully, you guys are doing amazing. Super excited to go over today's topic. Again, we're going to go over the 4 pillars, right? During the training, during the weekly training, I'm going over the 4 pillars to solar sales mastery. And if you haven't booked your solar strategy call yet, make sure you do that. That's solarstrategycall.com. solarstrategycall.com. I'm actually going to put a link there as well to make it easier for you guys. If you want to grow your business and you need help, whether you're just getting started in solar or you're a more seasoned veteran, maybe you're looking for leads, maybe you're looking to scale your business, make sure to book your solar strategy call. It's in the chat. I just posted it. And also, if you're a home improvement contractor and you want to add solar in your book of business, make sure you book your call as well. What is going on, everybody? So my commitment this year is to connect with you guys a lot more here in YouTube and share what's working in our business, what's working with our students, and help you grow your book of business in 2023, right? That's my objective. Okay. And if you haven't booked your solar strategy call yet, make sure you do that. As you guys are tuning in, whether you're watching me live or on a replay, let me know where you're tuning in from. Represent your state, represent your town. Okay. What's going on, everybody? So every single day, the plan is to go live here at 10 o'clock, right? 10 o'clock my time. So that's going to be 8 o'clock Pacific, 10 Central, and 11 Eastern. Okay. And I want to be here giving you guys what works or what's working for us, and also answer you guys' questions as well. Okay. So for me personally, I've been in solar for the last 8 years. And 7 years out of the 8 years in solar, I literally haven't stepped foot inside a homeowner's house. All of my deals and our students, what we're coaching them is to sell all their deals virtually. I know when you're starting out, sometimes it's going to be more like a hybrid. Sometimes it's going to be more face-to-face, right? But what we help you is we help you create a plan, an exit plan. You're going to have an exit plan, especially in New California, right? You guys already know NEM 3.0 is going to be active on April 14th of this year. So you're going to have a plan, okay? Just in case it don't pan out in California. And that's kind of like a weird statement to say, right? I would never have thought in a million years I would be saying that. If solar doesn't work out in California until we find out what's going on and how to combat NEM 3.0, you're going to have to learn how to sell virtually. Or if you're doing it more belly to belly, then that means that you would have to move out of state, right? And if you love California and you don't want to move, you're going to have to learn how to sell virtually, regardless of NEM 3.0. Okay. Regardless of NEM 3.0. I honestly feel that selling virtually not only gives you the financial freedom, the time freedom, location freedom as well. Okay. To sell solar anywhere, literally in the world. Okay. So today I want to talk about automation. And basically, let me back up a little bit. There's 4 pillars to solar sales mastery, right? The first is sales, right? And we talked about that yesterday. Second is automation. Third is lead generation. And fourth is you have to have a network of installers all around the country, right? You have to expand your reach. And today I want to talk about automation because automation is going to be the key, right? The key to making a whole lot more money in 2023 and not leaving any money on the table, okay? And if you guys are tuning in right now, represent, let me know who's watching, whether you're live with me right now or you're watching this in replay. Let me know where you're tuning in from, right? And again, all this training that I'm going to provide you guys throughout the year in this channel, it's absolutely free, right? We have coaching students right now that pays us thousands and thousands of dollars to have a one-on-one coaching with me and my team. And if that's something that you want to do to grow your business, And we talked about this yesterday, right? As far as investing in yourself, if you need mentorship to grow your business to the next level, or you want to get in solar, make sure you book that call, right? Solarstrategycall.com. So automation is going to be key. Okay. You need to have automation. You need to be able to automate your sales processes, enable for you to close more deals, and also not leave money on the table. Because if you don't have automation in your sales processes, it's not just selling a deal, right? From start to finish, what does that sales process look like? With our software that we have with Solar Pipeline, we have a lead management portion of the software. So basically, it's from the start of the lead. Like, where did you get the lead? Was it a door-to-door lead? Was it a cold lead? Was it a online lead? From there, we're going to categorize where you got the lead from. And depending on where you got the lead, it's going to start cultivating relationship via email, via text with your homeowner. Okay. So that's the start of the sales process, is when you capture the lead, whether you capture the lead at the door, whether you capture that lead online, whether you cold calling data. It's going to start building the relationship. It's going to send out automated messages, email messages, text messages. And if you really want to grow your business in 2023, you have to have automation. Okay. Check out Solar Pipeline, solarpipeline.com. That's what we use. That's a software that we're building, solarpipeline.com. Not only does it have installers in the software and a marketplace where you buy leads, create websites, it's literally a one-stop shop. There's a lead management portion of the software. So depending on where that homeowner is at in the sales process, whether it's the beginning of the sales process, whether it's a closed deal, there are steps in between there. Okay. There's a pipeline stage. And depending on that stage, every single email and text communication is going to be different depending on the stage that homeowner is in. And what you want to do is you want to be able to manage the leads that you already have, right? You have to be able to manage those leads, because I hear it time and time again. A lot of reps that join or even book a call with us, their concern is, I need leads, right? And don't get me wrong, right? Everybody needs leads. But the question always comes back to, like, how are you currently managing the leads that you have? Okay. Because you know the saying in a scriptural, it's also a scripture, a biblical scripture, right? If you can't manage a little, you're not going to be able to manage a lot. And it's the same exact thing that goes for leads. If you can't manage the little leads that you have, maybe you have 10 leads, 20 leads, 30 leads, 100 leads. If you can't manage the small amount of leads that you have, you're not going to be able to manage a lot of leads. And the idea is your systems that you put in place should be able to handle as many leads that you throw into it. Okay. If you had a fire pit, if you had a really small fire pit, right? Say, for example, it's the size of this cup. Okay. I can only put so many like bark or twig into this cup, versus if I had a big pit, a fire pit made out of, those cinder blocks, I could put a whole lot more wood into the fire. So my fire is a whole lot bigger. So the idea is you need to be able to manage a lot of leads coming into your system, and obviously writing it on a piece of paper, or having leads in an Excel spreadsheet. Maybe you're color coding them, in the spreadsheet. That works for a small amount of time, right? Maybe for a couple of weeks when you're in this business. But eventually you need to reinvest back in your business. Okay. Because this is a business. When you sign that contract with the partner that you have, your installation partner or the solar company you're working with, that basically is giving you a business, right? You're a 1099, that's a business. So it's up to you to come up with systems, strategies to grow your own business. And unfortunately, a lot of folks are getting in this industry, they're kind of hoping and praying and waiting for somebody, maybe their sales manager, or maybe their colleagues, is going to show them other strategies. And they're going to take you to a certain level. But after that level, after they teach you everything they know, whether that's in a couple weeks, you're going to hit that ceiling of knowledge. Okay. So now, again, it's up to you to reinvest back to yourself, to learn more things, to learn more strategies, to reinvest into software, to do a lot of the heavy lifting for you to grow your business. And if you're not doing that, I highly suggest to start, looking at your business as a business, and making sure that you have the systems in place to grow your business, because a lot of people have goals and ambitions to grow their business, but they're not expanding their personal knowledge to grow their business, and they're not leveraging technology or not reinvesting back into technology, or even leads, or like conferences or masterminds, courses, to really grow their knowledge to grow their business. Okay. So my suggestion is check out Solar Pipeline, solarpipeline.com. That is the software that we're developing for solar pros like yourself. And it doesn't matter if you just got started today or you're a seasoned veteran already, you're going to need it. Okay. Solarpipeline.com, solarpipeline.com. Check it out. It's going to help you manage your leads. And again, we have a marketplace in there as well, where you can purchase leads, you can purchase websites. We have a lot of things in the marketplace where we provide you the tools to grow your business. Okay. And we have installers there as well. If you guys are looking for installers, if you're looking for training, it's all in the Solar Pipeline. So the idea is to have automation in place, right? So the second pillar is automation. And make sure you guys are writing this stuff down, right? You should have some sort of automation in your business, because it's very hard to stay connected with people. Okay. So think about this. If you sat down with a homeowner and you're a 50% closer, you're a really high closer. And imagine you're going to close, say, for example, if you sat down with 10 homeowners, 5 of those are going to move forward with you. Okay. That's amazing. But the question to you, and I want to ask you, is what do you do with the other 5 people that you sat down with already that told you, hey, you know what? Let me think about it. Or you know what? It's not the time for me right now. What are you doing with those leads? Those are the ones I really want to help you with, right? Because you need to understand there's in your processes, there's holes. Okay. Identify the holes in your process and put systems in place to fix those holes. Because again, if you're a 50% closer, I know you're going to close. I don't need to put a band-aid there, right? Or even to patch that up, because there is no problem there, right? You're a 50% closer, you're at the sweet spot. And that's what we teach our students as well. If you're not around 40 to 50% close rate with cold market leads, make sure to book that call as well, solarstrategycall.com, right? And we'll help you get to 40 or 50%. Ideally, you need to be a high closer, because you don't want to run through and burn through leads, right? That's not what you want to do. You want to sit down with as little people or homeowners as possible. The smallest amount of sit downs as possible, right? Or consultations as possible, and have a really high close rate. Okay. A lot of people are opposite. They have to sit down with a whole lot of people, right? A whole lot of consultations, and their close rate is really low. Okay. And you need to really understand this number, because this is where you're going to be spinning your wheels, where you feel like the problem or the holes in your process are leads. And when you really identify the main problem, it may not be a lead problem. It may be a close rate problem. Maybe your skills aren't quite there, or it can be an automation problem. Okay. So going back to the close rate, you're a 50% closer. You sit down with 10 homeowners, you close 5. That's the most ideal, right? Because if I wanted to close 5, I only need to sit down with 10 homeowners. Imagine if my close rate is 10. Now I have to 5x that. And that means I got to sit down with about 50 homeowners to close 5. Imagine that, right? Imagine you have to sit down with 50 homeowners to close 5 if you're at 10% close rate, right? Imagine how much work that is. That's a lot of work. And that's also a lot of money if you're buying leads, right? That's a lot of money that you're spending, and it's just literally going through the drain. So the idea is, if you're a 50% closer, and what are you doing with the other 50% that didn't close? Okay, that is the question. What are you doing with the other 50% that didn't close? What's up, Theo? How are you, man? So you need to understand that there are holes in the sales process. But if you're not evaluating and trying to determine where are my holes in my sales process, then what happens is you're going to be just like other consultants out there that just spins their wheels every single month, every single year, and they're not necessarily getting ahead because they don't understand that there are holes in your process. It's like a sinking ship, right? If there's holes in the ship and no one has it, no one is dumping water out of the ship back into the ocean, eventually that ship is going to sink. Or maybe you are dumping the water out of the ship, but you don't have a bigger bucket, or you're not filling up the holes. Okay. And then now you're just stagnant, right? It's just stagnant. The water is not necessarily receding and it's not necessarily overflowing from the boat. It's just stagnant. So the idea of understanding where are some of the holes in my sales process is evaluating, right? Break down your process. And what I'm going to do next week is I'm going to show you guys, and I'm going to break this all down for you guys. I'm still in the process of putting my dry erase board and stuff in this office. But I'm going to set it up next week and I'll draw this all out for you guys. And I'll show you guys and identify some of the holes in the sales process. I'm not necessarily saying the holes in your process, but at least you can see for yourself, like, okay, these are the possible leaks that I have in my sales process that James identified. Now you can go back and see if you have those leaks in your process. And if you do, make sure you start patching it up. Okay, patch it up, patch it up, patch it up. Okay. And I guarantee you by the end of 2023, once you implement these strategies, once you're leveraging automation, once you plug up all these holes, the income that you made this year, or excuse me, last year in solar, it's going to be a lot higher or more significant this year because you identified where the holes are in your process. You're using automation to stay connected with your homeowners, because the most important homeowner that you need to stay connected with is who? Let me ask you guys that question. Who's the most important homeowner that you need to stay connected to? Whether you're watching this on a live right now or whether you're watching this on a replay, don't cheat, right? If you're watching this on a replay, don't look at the chat box. Who is the most important homeowner that you need to stay connected to? Who do you think is the most important homeowner that you need to stay connected to? Who do you think? And Spencer, are you contacting people? What do you mean by that, Spencer? Are you contacting people? I'm always contacting people. My team, me, myself, I'm always contacting people. At the end of the day, I'm a salesperson, right? And I'm also a coach, and we're all running a business. So we always should be contacting people, right? So can you be more specific, Spencer? I want to answer your question, but can you be more specific as far as, are you contacting people? What is the most important? You guys don't know? Okay. I'm just going to assume you guys don't know. If you guys, for those of you guys that are not commenting, what do you think? Take a wild guess. Could be anything. What do you think, you guys? Who do you think, what part of the process is the most important homeowner, right? What do you think is the most important homeowner? Besides the one that you already closed, okay? Beside the homeowner that you already closed, which is the most important homeowner besides the one you've already closed? And I'm gonna give you guys the answer, right? I'm gonna give you guys the answer. The most important homeowner besides the homeowner you already closed is the one that you already sat down with that had to think about it. Okay. That is gonna be the next deal that you're going to close. But what happens is, with a typical solar consultant, right? And I'm not blaming you as a consultant if you're not, if you don't have automations in place. That's not what I'm trying to do. Because I know if our managers or our sales trainers don't teach us these things, then more than likely, if we're not also diligently looking to fix these holes, or maybe you just don't know, then we just don't know, right? So I don't want to put blame on anybody, but hopefully after going through the training, and the idea is to get you guys results in 2020 by the end of 2023. And I'm going to take inventory on where you're at now in the beginning of the year and where you're at in 2023. Okay. And I want to be a small contributor to your success. Okay. I want to be a small contributor to your success, because the most important homeowner in your pipeline that you need to literally roll out the red carpet for is the homeowner that you already sat down with, right? And decided not to move forward right now. Okay. That's going to be the most important homeowner that you have, because again, you're going to close 50% of the leads that you have that you sit down with. So I'm not worried about that. What I'm really worried about, or what I want you to stay focused on, is the homeowners that you already sat down with. Okay. Those are going to be the lowest hanging fruits for you to capitalize on a deal. Because what happens with a typical solar sales consultant, they sit down with a homeowner, they'll close a deal. They'll sit down with a homeowner, they don't close a deal. They sit down with a homeowner, they close a deal. They sit down with another homeowner, they don't close a deal. And what happens is those homeowners that did not move forward right now, they may stay connected with that homeowner for a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks at the most. And there's really no notification that triggers the solar rep to reach out to the homeowner that they already sat with, besides like remembering one day, right? Like, oh crap, you know what? I forgot I spoke to James like 3 months ago. I haven't followed up with him for weeks. Let me go reach out to James and see where he's at, right? That's the only like notification and trigger one we remember. And unfortunately, unless you have some photographic memory and your memory is like a computer, mine is definitely not. I'm going to need reminders and notifications, and I need email sequences and text messages to really stay connected with that homeowner that I already sat with, because I don't want to lose that homeowner. I probably sat with that homeowner for an hour, maybe 2 hours at the most, and I am not going to lose that homeowner from another rep, because I literally fall off the face of the earth. And when they are ready, right, to move forward, because I fell off the face of the earth, there's no automated messages to stay connected with a homeowner, because ideally you always want to be top of mind. Okay. You always want to be top of mind. So if you're not top of mind with a homeowner, guess what's going to happen? You did all the heavy lifting already, right? You did all the work already. And from there, what happens is they're going to, when they are ready, they're like, hey, you know what? I had a consultation with some guy or some gal a few months back. I don't have their information. I know they called me once or twice, but what's going to happen is they're going to Google search another company, and somebody else is going to go out there and close that deal. Okay. And it happens all the time. It happens all the time. Okay. So from Daniel, I lose many deals not following up, right? So again, you're not the only one, Daniel. This happened to me one time, and I allowed it one time. Okay. Because what happens is when it happens one time, you need to understand that you need to put a countermeasure to that problem, because it's going to happen over and over and over again unless you fix the problem, right? And if it's happening many times, imagine how much money did you lose throughout the year? Okay. I'm not just talking about, how much money you're losing that month. How many deals that did you lose throughout the year? And you probably didn't even know. Okay. Imagine if you're talking to homeowners, say, for example, you sit down with 10 homeowners every single month. Okay. Let's picture this: 10 homeowners every month. And 5 of those homeowners you close, the other 5 got to think about it. They're not moving forward. So 5 times 12 months, that's what, 60 homeowners. Okay. 60 homeowners that you already sat down with. You already spent maybe 2 hours out of your life to sit down with them. That's literally 120 hours of your life that you sat down with these homeowners cumulatively in a year, right? 60 homeowners, say 30% decide to move forward, right? That's 18 deals. Think about it. 18 deals. How much more money would you have made if you close 18 more deals? Okay. Hey, what's up, Bobby? How are you? How many? Yes, I am Filipino. Yeah, man. How many more deals? Somebody type in, or the folks that are watching me live or on the replay, if you were able to close 18 more deals, how much money would you have made? And I'm going to do this along with you guys. So 18 more deals times, let's say $5,000 a deal. That's $90,000. $90,000 that I could potentially have made if I was able to close the 18 deals that I already sat down with. Okay, think about this, guys and gals. Think about this. Really understand this. And I really want to drive this one deep, okay? Because you may not have a lead problem. You may have a lead management problem, okay? So do the calculation for yourself, because 30% of those homeowners throughout the year, they will move forward. Okay. 30% will eventually move forward. Maybe they're not going to move forward next week, or maybe a month from now, maybe 2 months from now. But imagine they move forward 7 months from now, because now they got a couple more quotes, or a lot more people knocked on their door and they're like, dude, it's time to go solar. Or maybe summer, comes around. They're like, holy crap, my electric bill's $500. So imagine, right? Imagine how many homeowners did you sit down with and calculate this, right? How many homeowners that did you sit down with in a month that did not close? Say, for example, let's say it's 5. And I know it's a lot higher than that conservatively. Let's say it's 5. 5 times 12 months is 60. 60 homeowners that you sat down with, right? This is sting a little bit, because 60 homeowners times, say, you spent 2 hours, conservatively, let's say 2 hours, right? That's 120 hours of your life that you sat down with somebody. 120 hours of your life. How much is your time worth? Okay. How much is your time worth? My time is worth a lot of money. Okay. Because I'd rather be with my family, hanging out, than with homeowners, obviously, that are just kicking tires and not moving forward. But obviously, if they're not moving forward, I am going to cultivate a relationship, because when they are ready to move forward, they're moving forward with me. Okay. So let's say 60 homeowners, right? 60 homeowners that just didn't move forward. Let's multiply that by 30%. Okay. Because 30% of those homeowners will eventually move forward. What's up, Bobby? How are you, man? Kababayan. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely, man. So imagine, right? Imagine 60, 30%, that's 18 homeowners. I'm going to beat this horse to death, because I honestly feel this is probably going to be the most important thing that you need to implement in your business, which is automation. Okay. And make sure you guys check out solarpipeline.com, solarpipeline.com. Okay. Solarpipeline.com. So imagine 18 deals times, say, $5,000 a deal, and you put your number in there. $5,000 at 18 deals is $90,000. $90,000 that you could potentially have made, and you didn't even know. You're literally oblivious of this information, because you're basically not necessarily looking at the follow-up process, because you guys know the wealth is going to come in the follow-up, right? The wealth is going to come in the follow-up, and you're literally oblivious that you just lost 90 grand. Okay. Imagine that. So if you were sitting down with 10 homeowners a month last year, 10 sit downs, and you have a high close rate of 50%, I'm going high with it, 50%. That means that you had 60 homeowners that told you they weren't ready. Okay. Which is cool. Not ready yet. But the idea is playing the long game, right? That's where you're going to make the wealth. A lot of people want the wealth right now, right? Instant gratification. Don't get me wrong. We have to make finances and make money now because we have to support our family. We got bills to pay. I understand that. But imagine leaving that much money on the table. Okay. And you calculate it for yourself. How many homeowners did you sit down with? Ideally, you probably should be sitting down with more than 10 homeowners in a month. Okay. I mean, I'm just being really conservative. If you're sitting down with 10 homeowners in a month, like sit downs, you're literally possibly left $90,000 on the table because you don't or wasn't trained to follow up or have automation to follow up with those leads. Because at the end of the day, those ones, when you leave the house, you remember you have to be top of mind all day, every day. If they are thinking about solar, they should be thinking about you. Okay. As soon as you leave that house, you didn't get a signed agreement. You have to be top of mind. You have to invest in your business. I cannot stress this enough. If you're broke right now, right, that's a reason. Because what happens is if you don't have any finances right now, that's the product of your knowledge. And I'm just going to be real with you guys because I've been there, right? I've been completely broke, right? I've been completely broke making a lot of money. And you're probably wondering, how the hell does that happen, right? You could literally make $1 million and still be broke, right? You can literally make $1 million and spend 1.2, $1.3 million. You're just broke in a higher level, okay? So if you don't have finances right now, if you open up your account, you're like, damn, it's really low. You need to implement the things I'm telling you because these things that I'm going to teach you, and I've been teaching you guys, are the strategies that help me grow my business to a multi-million-dollar business. Okay. But there is no secret sauce. It's literally learning what I'm teaching you guys, right? That's part of it, and implementing the things I'm teaching you. Okay. That's it. It's the same exact thing when you're learning from other people. Learn the strategy that helped them grow their business and then go back home and implement the things that you just learned and keep on implementing it. And sometimes you're going to have to shift a whole bunch of times and be really, really consistent. Okay. I'm just going to read some of the messages in the chat. If you guys have, if this is making sense to you, just type in yes. If this is making sense to you, type in yes, right? Type in yes if this is making sense to you. Awesome. What's up, Charlie Wynn? I'm based out of SoCal, a local utility, SCE. Okay. Is rolling out the NAM 3.0. This is supposed to start mid-April. Yep, April 14th as NAM 3.0. What do you think sales are going to look like once this is implemented? That is a really good question. That is a really good question. So I'm gonna give you an answer to that question. So what is it going to look like NAM 3.0 after April 14th? I'm going to give you my answer to this based on the years of experience that I have and where I'm at now in my solar career. Okay. For me personally, and again, this is for me personally and my business and the business model that I've created over the years don't matter to me. Okay. It does not matter. Because what happens is myself and our team, we've been selling solar virtually for 7 years out of the 8 years I've been in solar. And I set my business up and I was intentional and I wanted to have a business that way. Okay. And it does not matter. Some of you guys may be like, oh, what an asshole, right? It does not matter to me because what happens is there's other markets out there. There's probably another 30 markets out there where it's also lucrative for solar. But unfortunately, what happens is when you join a traditional company, and there's nothing wrong with this, right? There's nothing wrong with joining a traditional company. They're going to tell you to go knock doors, right? And unfortunately, they're not going to teach you an exit plan from the doors to being more virtual. So if the market crashes or something like this happens, the NEM 3.0 in California, it wouldn't matter to you. Because you can sell in any market. Because at the end of the day, this is what I tell all of our students and everyone that is getting into solar, if you know how to sell virtually and you have an installer or a lead and you have an installer for that lead in any state, doesn't matter, right? Does not matter if the lead's in California and California closes its doors and they don't want to allow solar, or they're limiting the people to put solar on their home because of NEM 3.0. If you know how to sell solar virtually, it does not matter. Does that make sense? Who's that? Frank, does that make sense, everybody? Type in yes if that makes sense. But the thing is, everyone, you're not going to learn that from a traditional company. It's not their business model. Okay? The majority of traditional solar companies right now, it's not their business model to teach you how to generate leads online. They're not going to teach you how to sell deals online because that's not their business model. And they're basically not spending or want to spend the ad spend to go get leads because their business model is for you to go knock on doors. And when you're knocking on doors because you're a 1099, if you make no money, they don't have to pay you anything, right? It's a win-win situation for a solar company. And that's why you need to set up your business first and foremost for recession proof, because even pandemic proof, because as the country or the world closed in, during COVID times, our business thrive because, as you guys already know, solar is essential. It's an essential product, right? It's an essential job. So because we set up our business years ago to learn or to sell solar, it doesn't matter to us, right? It doesn't matter. And again, it doesn't happen overnight, right? It doesn't happen overnight, but it's just starting to start learning how to sell your deals virtually. Sorry, hold on, guys. Someone's getting around the perimeter of my house, and I got cameras and Malinois and that secures my home. It doesn't matter, right? You have to set these things up. Good morning, Carolina. Good morning. You have to set these things up. If your company is not teaching you how to sell deals virtually or how to do everything remotely, then you have to look into learning how to do it. Okay? It's like people that blame the government, right? Or blame the president. Oh, if this president was there in office, then my business would be thriving more. If this president was there, or if this government official, or if this happened, I'll be further ahead. And there's going to be a point in time where you're going to have to take full responsibility and be like, okay, this is how I want my business to look like, right? Have the vision. How do you want your business to look like? And if it's knocking doors and that's how you envision your business, there's nothing wrong with that. Because at the end of the day, it's your business, okay? But envision your business and how you want it to look like, and start hiring coaches and mentors to help you get to where you want to be, okay? And if you don't have any finances right now, or you don't necessarily invest in yourself, start setting aside finances so you can invest in yourself. Okay? You can start investing in yourself. So that would be my suggestion to you. And again, for me personally, I've been growing this business for over 8 years now. It wasn't overnight. Okay? It wasn't overnight. But at the end of the day, I got a whole lot of help, right? A lot of help. And for me personally, my superpower, my gift from God is basically the gift of implementation. I learned something and I implement it. Okay. A lot of people consume information, but they leave it in a notebook. They go to conferences, they take courses, they may even hire a coach. And they take information in, absorbing information. But there's a point when you also have to implement the information that you get. Okay? Because I'm telling you right now, there is no secret sauce to success. There's none. There's not like one silver bullet that you're going to do and you're killing it and making millions of dollars a year. There's none. There's going to be a whole lot of strategies that you're going to implement. You're going to get bumps and bruises, broken arms. You're going to max out credit cards, right? I've been there, done that, right? Max out credit cards, borrow money from people to grow your business. But keep in mind that when you're borrowing money, maxing out credit cards, right? You're investing back into your business. It's not like I'm maxing out a credit card to buy like a Rolex watch or another, Gucci shoe or whatnot, right? Um, Never really into like designer like stuff. But it's not like I'm reinvesting back into that makes no money. So think about it, right? It's always what I always want to analyze business decisions, and my wife taught me this, right? It's always going to be an analysis of a COA, cost of action, versus the cost of inaction. Okay. COA versus COI. So, meaning that the cost of action sometimes, right? Say, for example, like coaching programs like ours, there's an investment, right? Say if you invested $5,000 to get coaching, that's the cost of action is $5,000. But think about also the cost of inaction. Okay. The cost of inaction could be hundreds of thousands of dollars. It could be multiple six figures or multiple seven figures, right? So you need to weigh out the cost of action versus the cost of inaction. And if the cost of inaction is a whole lot greater than the cost of action, then it's time to take a risk, right? You have to take a risk because if the potential is it could be hundreds of thousands of dollars or even millions of dollars for this type of investment, whatever that investment is. You have to understand that it's worth the risk. Okay, it's worth the risk. And a lot of times people want to invest into themselves, but unfortunately they're not setting themselves up for success and they don't have any finances to invest in themselves. And I understand that because I've been in that situation. But you have to diligently, intentionally save money or sell something. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody in this Zoom, or excuse me, not Zoom, this live, and everybody watching this on a replay, there's something that you can sell that you don't necessarily need right now. That's probably sitting in your closet, sitting in your garage. Maybe you got an extra toy in the garage that you can get rid of. And instead of that thing sitting in the garage and depreciating in value, you can sell that thing, whatever that is, a couch, a TV, whatever it is, and use those finances to reinvest back in yourself so you can grow your business, grow your finances, and buy something even better in the future. Because this is something that I'm working on as well, because I've been guilty of that instant gratification. Okay. For me personally, I as much as I want something and I know that I can afford it, I plan or I decide to wait. Okay. I decide to wait. But it's just one of those things that you have to plan these things out. No one's going to plan these things out for you. No one's going to knock on your door and be like, "Hey, Frank, let's go, man. Let's set yourself up for success. Let's look into your sales process. Let's identify all the holes. Let's implement it. This is what you need," unless you have a coach. Unless you have a coach. Then when you have a coach, then those are the things that they can help you with. Okay. And they can hold you accountable. What's up, Richard? You're very welcome in Arlington, Texas. Awesome, man. I just recently moved out to Dallas, right? I recently moved out to Dallas. We were in San Diego, sunny San Diego, but we recently moved out to Dallas. So I'm with you. So hopefully these are the things that's making sense to you guys. And again, I want to be a small part of your journey because at the end of 2023, I want to help as many people as I can to make a bigger impact in their finances in the solar industry. I want to share all the knowledge that I know to help you guys grow, that help me grow my businesses in solar. And I say businesses because we have multiple verticals in solar. But again, it wasn't just because of me. It's because I wanted to, I had a vision to grow my business, and I want certain things in my life. And I'm not done with a vision. The vision is still ongoing. And I have a vision on how I want my life to look like, how our family's life to look like, where we want to live, the things that we can enjoy in this earth that God is willing to give us. And again, it's just one of those things when you have that vision, and you can't wait for people to show you and guide you to that vision, especially if they don't have your vision and they don't even know how to get you there. You're going to have to diligently look for the people or the coaches like with Solar University to help you get there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up for questions. The last 7 minutes, I'm going to open up for any questions you guys have. And hopefully this stuff is making sense to you guys, right? And a lot of this stuff is a lot of mindset. And some folks can be like, that's kind of gibberish, right? But at the end of the day, that's what's going to come down to. Like, how bad do you really want it? Are you going to learn the information? And are you also going to implement the information? Because there's no need for you to take any courses, hire a coach, invest in yourself if you're not planning on implementing the things that you learn. Okay. There's so many people that waste their money. They go to conferences and events just to kind of hang out and mingle. That's part of it. Don't get me wrong. Networking is amazing. You'll meet some amazing people at networking events. And if you guys haven't signed up for SolarCon, go to SolarCon. It's in April. That's an amazing event to learn, to network with people. And then from there, there's going to be a point when you have to learn and implement it as well. Learn and implement the strategies that you learn. Okay. And there's no need to go to conferences if you're not willing to implement. Just a heads up, because I see so many people that goes to conferences, right? And the only thing they're doing is just hanging out. It's great to hang out, right? Don't get me wrong. It's great to network, but there also has to be a combination. There should be more learning and implementing than just talking to people. Okay. I mean, that's great to network, but you have to literally get information to help you grow your business. And this is my last tip before I answer any questions from you guys, if you guys have any. Make sure that you're looking for answers to the questions or problems that you have currently in your business. Okay, this is how I do it. So, for example, if I am creating like a course, right? Let's just say a course. And I don't know how to integrate like a payment processing software into the course so people can buy like Solar University training. If I don't know how to do that, I just look for that specific information, right? Or even conferences, right? I go to conferences, I'm looking for content. That's what I'm looking for, right? I'm looking for great content that I can teach other people as well, and I can implement it back into our businesses. And I look for specific things. So for example, if I'm looking for leads, right, I'm going to conferences where they're talking about leads, right? And that's information that I'm gathering and I'm collecting and I'm implementing. I'm not going to go to a conference like looking for all these other things. I'm looking for certain things in my bit to grow my business. Because what happens is, too much information too can slow you down. Because when there's too much information now, you don't know what to do. So the idea is when you go to conferences or you're looking to hire a coach or you're looking for online training or some sort of training to grow your business, list down the things that from the priority number one is the thing that you really need to grow your business to take it to the next level. And then priority 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. And prioritize what you need that will really, push the needle to getting you results, right? And not like, don't jump around all over the place. I need this, I need a funnel, I need leads, I need sales, I need automation. Yes, you're going to need it all. Okay. You're going to need it all, but identify what's going to move the needle in your business, like right now, right? What is the top of that priority? And everyone's going to be different because everyone is in a different part of their career. Some folks are just starting, some folks just looking into solar, right? So that the person that's just looking to getting into solar, their priorities and the things they need is going to be totally different than someone that's already been in solar for like a year. It's going to be completely different. Okay. But just understand what is going to move the needle right now and find the answer to that so you can move some needles to grow your business. Okay. Damien, just finished your solar strategy call. That's awesome, man. Awesome. I have a team as well. I mean, I think you probably spoke to Josh. He's amazing as well. Hopefully he was able to answer all your questions, right? So awesome. So Damien G, have you ever had any hobbies that indirectly help you in solar in any way? Absolutely, man. This is a really good question. And I haven't done this hobby for a while, right? And that hobby is, you guys already know, right? If you guys are in business, and all you guys are, I honestly feel the best hobby to get into is golf. Okay. Golf is probably the best hobby that helped me grow my business, because at the golf course, you see a lot of, or you meet a lot of people from all walks of life. And a lot of those people are homeowners, they're business owners, they're entrepreneurs, they're CEOs, high level executives, right? Especially if you're going to those like high end golf courses. Imagine you have a captive audience, right? If you're a single, there's a captive audience of 3 people, right? Because you're probably playing a foursome of 3 people that you can literally pick their brain and have conversations as far as like growing your business, especially when you have the right foursome. So yes, that would be golf, man. So Damien, hopefully I answered that question. Anybody else? Any other questions for you guys? Any other questions? I have literally 1 more minute to answer any questions you guys have. And again, I'll be live every single day, Monday to Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 10 Central, and 11 Eastern. Okay. Any other questions before we log off today? And I'm here to help you guys grow. Like I said, my intention is to help you guys grow in 2023 and be a small part of that growth, right? So you guys can literally change your life, change your finances. And it doesn't matter where you're at right now in beginning of 2023. You could be at the rock bottom. Everybody's been there. I've been there. We're going to claw your way to the top. Okay. We're going to help you claw your way to the top. And again, if you guys haven't booked your solar strategy call yet, I'm going to post it here right now. And thank you for Damien for booking that call. Solarstrategycall.com. I just posted it right there. Solarstrategycall.com. You guys have an amazing day, right? Go get some utility bills, go close some deals. If you guys have questions tomorrow, maybe you sat down with a consultation today and it didn't go so well, make sure you write those questions down on your notepad, bring them here, right? Bring the questions here. And if you guys have colleagues as well that can benefit from this type of conversation, this type of training, make sure you let them know that we're live, right? 8 a.m. Pacific, 10 Central, 11 Eastern. Live here helping you guys out. Other than that, you guys have an amazing day. Book your solar strategy call. The link is there. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, everybody.